On this week's edition of Thunder Insider, the countdown to the playoffs has begun, but Russell Westbrook is already in playoff form.
Westbrook, what a move.
Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. He turned the corner hard.
We'll break down his recent play. We'll take a trip to Seeworth Academy, where some of the players held a recent fit clinic.
They'll be talking about this for months.
And take a look back at where the book bus has traveled this season.
Right now, we have visited approximately 835 different visits and given away over 65,000 books.
It's all coming your way starting right now on Thunder Insider. Welcome to this week's edition of Thunder Insider from the studios of The Oklahoman and NewsOK.com. I'm Leslie McCaslin. Well, they say March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb, and no one understands that more than the Thunder right now, who are in the middle of a very difficult stretch in which they'll face playoff contenders in 6 of their first 8 games to start this month. So far, it's been a successful start with wins over both LA teams, particularly over the Clippers on the road. It was a playoff atmosphere at Staples Center, and when things got close in the fourth quarter, the Thunder were able to walk away with their 3rd straight win over the Clippers this season. Then they followed that up by tying a league record with just 2 turnovers in that win over the Lakers. For more on why the Thunder has begun to find its groove as we near the end of the regular season, here's Brian Davis, Grant Long, and Matt Pinto from Chesapeake Green.
3/4 of the way through the season, this is when you kind of want to get dialed in as you start thinking about the postseason. So for the Thunder, one of the things that has emerged, fellas, and we've known all season long that Russell Westbrook can now be counted as amongst the best two-way players in the NBA. But what has been real impressive lately is his offense. He's shooting well, he's scoring, and he continues to distribute at a high level.
Matt, you played the point guard position. I'll let you take that.
Well, I only dreamed of the remote possibility of one day doing some of the things Russell Westbrook does. But seriously, I mean, what he's doing this season, I think his leadership is on an elevator going straight up to the top. And we saw that in the win against the Clippers, Grant. I mean, he made the biggest plays of the game at the most opportune times when his team fell behind by 1 after seeing a 19-point lead go away. I'm not sure there's any more of a litmus test a player can pass than that one.
Well, I think his work ethic, first of all, is where you start with Russell Westbrook, his work ethic. And when you start there, you're going to be able to get better as a player. I think throughout the season, that's what we've seen from him. I like the fact that he's a lot more under control. Now, we had a conversation about Russell escaping to the basket, using that what they call the Euro step, and kind of contorts his body to finish at the rim. But he's doing that more consistently now and getting some bang for his buck when he gets to the free throw line as well.
We talk all the time, Grant, on our television broadcasts about how when Westbrook has got the pull-up jumper going, he's almost unguardable. But how much more dangerous does that make him as a distributor?
Well, and here's the thing about it. When he gets both feet in the lane area, he's also able to make those nice passes. You got the spotting or the spacing along the perimeter. You got Cephalosha now knocking down shots. And also remember, Russell's also played some off guard. Scott Brooks has put him off the basketball, so he's roaming along the baseline and moving well without the basketball.
Dare I say he's nabbing a page from Kevin Durant's book, becoming more efficient on the offensive end as well, which is nothing but a positive for everybody in a Thunder uniform.
Something else that I think proves the Thunder's overall efficiency, moving the basketball and scoring the basketball, is the way that they've improved in the drive and kick game this season.
Well, I think that's of paramount importance because you have to be able to get past the initial line of defense. We're talking about Westbrook and Durant now. When we're talking about penetrating with the ball, holding your spacing on the perimeter, that's a big reason why guys are getting uncontested shots, because they're the guys that have the ball, Westbrook and Durant, they keep their eyes open, they get both feet in the painted area, and once you do that and collapse that defense, you're going to have an opportunity to make good passes.
And the drive and kick game, Brian, promotes balance. It really does, because you can get things done on the interior once an opposing team has got to play you honestly out on the perimeter. And this team has been top 3 or 4 shooting threes all season. That's just not just 1 or 2 guys. That's the team where they're spacing the floor, finding open man, and knocking those shots down.
That's a great point, too. And the Thunder almost unbeatable this season when 5 or more men score 10 or more points. Now, as we get down to the short strokes in the regular season, Scott Brooks has said, I'm going to start to shorten my rotation. I'm going to go, I've been using 10, more inclined to use 9, maybe 8 players from night to night. So how do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I think he still has to find a way, and I think he wants to find a way to get Ronnie Brewer incorporated into what they do because his size, his length, he's able to get there defensively and cover a lot of ground. He's going to have to find a way to get him on the floor, and I'm sure that's one of the tasks ahead.
Here's what I like, though. The spirit of competition, I think, has everybody on red alert a little bit. You're seeing Reggie Jackson in his minutes more productive. Hasheem Thabit in the Clipper game in limited minutes in the first half, incredibly productive with 3 blocks and 2 steals. I think it really generates a higher level of excellence for everybody on the roster when this team is comprised of the depth that it has right now.
Well, fellas, down the stretch we come, and hopefully we won't be talking about a photo finish when the Thunder gets to the end of the regular season and moves into round 1 of the NBA playoffs.
We will have more from Brian and Grant later on in the show, but you heard them talk about how consistent Russell Westbrook has been since the All-Star break. I mean, he's averaging 31 points a game and shooting 52% from the field. Here's what his team has to say about his recent play.
Westbrook going to post up Miller and score. Westbrook will attack the big man Lopez. Westbrook and 1.
He really, take away the first month of the season, he didn't shoot the ball well, but other than that, he's been on a nice offensive shooting streak. You know, the last, 15, 20 games, I'm assuming it's close to 50%.
Westbrook, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being aggressive. He has the ball in his hands a lot, you know, and he picks and chooses his spots really well, you know, when to score, when to pass. So he's doing a great job for us. Like I said, we want to need him to continue to do that.
Westbrook, as the clock drains, scores it for 3.
But his leadership, his ability to control the game and manage the game is improving every game.
Vocal, you know, keeping the game composed, you know, everyone on our team, keeping us poised and controlling the game from both ends of the floor.
Steal by Westbrook. Boom! And the finish.
He has the ability to create opportunities that 2 guys have to guard him on the ball because he's so explosive in pick and rolls and transition that it opens up Serge for jump shots, Tabo for 3s in the corner. But he has to be aggressive. We've always said that to him, and he's done a great job with it.
And if that pull-up jumper is working, Russell Westbrook is flat out unguardable.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Nick Gallo joins the guys to talk about the Thunder's defensive versatility and how to beat a zone. It's coming up next right here on Thunder Insider.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Brewer. You're watching Thunder Insider.
And welcome back to Thunder Insider as we continue to break down the Thunder's recent play. Well, in the last couple of weeks, OKC wanted to refocus on defense and get back to fundamentals. Kendrick Perkins got the team together at one point and told them they're playing stat-free basketball. It doesn't matter who's doing what as long as the team is winning. They've recently seen improvements on both sides of the court, particularly on defense. Since the All-Star break, this team is holding their opponent to 42% shooting from the field, and they're currently second in the NBA in opponent field goal percentage. They're also finding many ways to do it. Here's more from our broadcast team, joined by Thunder beat writer Nick Gallo with more.
We spent a little bit of time talking about the offense, and now as Nick joins the conversation, we're going to move it to the defensive side of the ball. You know, we've talked over the last couple of years about how there really is sort of a prototypical Thunder player, and I'm talking about prototypical body type, length, wingspan, really makes a difference for this team. And adding Ronnie Brewer to the mix just sort of accentuates that, because this is a guy who can defend up to 4 spots on the floor, fellas.
Well, I think that's where his versatility really comes in, because remember, Scott Brooks likes to use a small lineup is what he calls it, but everybody's about 6'6" to 6'7" when he puts those guys on the floor. But Ronnie Brewer fits directly in with that mold because he can play multiple positions on the perimeter, which will allow the ball club to switch a lot of cross actions of the opponent. When you can do that, you can stay home on shooters and keep the ball handler in front of you.
Once you get into the playoffs, you're also going to have to play a lot of different styles. It's a key for this Thunder organization, this team, to continue to have guys on this roster that can play different styles, whether it's a big-time bang down in the paint game, a quick small player game. All these guys have to be able to defend multiple positions.
Something that I think we've seen now as this group continues to evolve and reach a deeper comfort level playing together. The efficiency, back to that word, efficiency, in terms of the Thunder being able to switch and guard effectively off the switch seems to be on the rise.
Well, I think you have to be able to do that. And also, when you have a smaller group on the floor, you make your opponent adjust to what you're doing. And I think that's a big-time key when you start moving forward in the playoffs.
That helps the Thunder turn defense into offense. A lot of those quick guards out there using active hands helps them turn that defense into turnovers, block shots, steals, all of that.
Yeah, something that Thunder has been seeing from opposing defenses a little bit more is the zone defense. I think last week in Los Angeles, the Clippers really went pedal to the metal with that. The Thunder had to spend a little time figuring out and eventually did. How are they making it happen?
Well, I think it's, first of all, when you see that zone in front of you, you have to, first of all, absorb it, get the ball into the lane area, break it down, make it collapse into the ball. You also have rebound opportunities because when a team plays a zone, you have to box out an area. There's not a certain individual that you box out, so it's important that you crash the boards when you see that zone. But I thought Russell did a great job against the Clippers by penetrating, getting deep with the ball, getting past the free throw line, and again, forcing the help, and then making the right shot or the right pass.
This is twice now in the last week and a half or so that the Thunder has finally busted an opponent's zone and then gone on a big run to cap off the game and kind of close it out. They did it against New Orleans as well, and they did it with the pass that time. They ping-ponged it around, hit Kevin Martin in the corner for a three, and that really opened things up for them.
In your daily contact with these guys for the website thunder.nba.com, you talk to the players all the time. I can't help but think their confidence level, as all this stuff comes together, their confidence level continues to increase.
Well, they feel like they can attack a lot of different types of defenses, whether it's man-to-man, whether it's guys that are going to body you up in the paint, or whether they're going to come at you with a 3-2 zone or a 2-3 zone. They feel more comfortable attacking it in different ways.
Well, one of the things that is certain from year to year, yeah, you make the run to the finals, and we've heard the Thunder from the coaching staff on down say, well, nothing is guaranteed. Certainly what we've seen this season, the bar has gone much higher across the board in the Western Conference. The Thunder working hard going down the stretch to be equal to that, even better.
Well, you heard the guys' take on how to beat a zone defense. Here's more from the team on the challenges of doing this and what they've learned from their recent games.
No defensive answer for Westbrook and Durant so far.
Keep getting good shots. Everybody's getting good shots. Keep that up.
We just have to keep moving the ball and look for good shots. And we have good shooters. We're shooting at a high percentage from the three as a team. And
just ball movement and pick and roll throughout the zone, and guys moving and passing the ball.
Just continue to attack it with some ball movement.
Go, be aggressive on offense. Run, move their feet, move their feet. Run, pass, move, kick, shoot.
Russ driving to the rim, Russ hitting surge, for pick and roll. So, the middle of the zone is wide open. We just got to try to exploit it.
When we move the ball and spread the ball around, we always end up with a pretty good shot.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Give it a chance. I didn't want it to be short, so I figured I got to give it a chance. Felt good from the second I released it.
Oh! Yes!
Catch up on the latest news, game previews, community events, and NBA action each week during Thunder Insider, presented by Integris Health.
Nash long leads Bryant, deflected by Cephalosha, who stays the ball beautifully, blindly to Durant. Kevin, 3-on-3, kicks corner left Westbrook to the baseline with a step, lays it up, and in! He throws free of Meta World Peace, and one coming as Westbrook pumps his biceps as if to say, that's hustle and muscle. 29 for Russell. Timeout called by the Lakers.
Welcome back as Thunder Insider rolls on. It's time to check on the Thunder's affiliate, the Tulsa 66ers, who, like the Thunder, have been on a tear lately. They've won 6 of their last 7 games, and 5 of those wins have come against division opponents. So they have begun to climb their way up that Central Division standings. They're now 21-16 on the year. Well, if you saw the Thunder's home game against the Lakers on Tuesday night, there were many, many highlights, but none quite as thrilling as this one. With his wife's recent cancer diagnosis on his mind and his heart, Heath Kufal went out and made the shot of a lifetime.
That's right, fans. I'm down here on the court with our blue team tonight. This is Heath and Jenny.
Nervous in front of all those people?
Oh, my goodness. I did not want to do it. I did it for him.
I focused beforehand, so I wasn't that nervous.
All right, Heath and Jenny hit 6 free throws. Heath and Jenny, come down here.
Give it a chance. I didn't want it to be short, so I figured I got to give it a chance. Felt good from the second I released it.
Oh! Yes!
I really wasn't, like, I just didn't even think it was a possibility. So I was just kind of watching, and then it was just pure shock. I mean, that doesn't happen. People don't make half-court shots here.
Keith is going home with $20,000 from Mid-First Bank.
Probably go to our medical fund.
My wife was diagnosed with cancer 3 months ago. Yeah, so I'm sure that's where it'll go.
It's a blessing, definitely.
Definitely. It's awesome. We thank God for it. So, it was just a fun thing to do, and we're still in a little bit of shock. I teach at school. All those kids at school are going to be excited. I actually promised them a little bit of money, so I hope they don't hold me to it.
He did. They told me. He said we would each get $100 if he wins. So.
I hope they don't hold me to it. We'll see. Go Thunder! Let's go! Thunder up!
Only 4 fans have ever hit a half-court shot at Chesapeake Arena. Well, it's not very often the players get to spend some time at home, and when they do, they're out in the community helping others. This week, several of the players went to Seeworth Academy, where 60 kids participated in a Thunder Fit clinic. But it's not just about basketball drills. The players teach them about good nutrition and exercise, and that it's important to work hard in school.
Get like a pineapple and mango smoothie.
Ready? Go!
Throw it. See y'all later.
What does it mean for the Thunder to come in here and spend the day with these kids?
Oh, it's awesome for our students. A lot of our students don't get to attend any games, and so to see the players up close is very special for them.
Pass it there. You know, it's a lot of kids out here and they're, smiling and having fun, shooting, learning. Getting in shape, so it's great to be a part of it, just see their smiling faces.
So what do you drink after you work out?
After, usually we have Gatorade milkshakes, or Simple Milk does it too.
It will make the kids' whole year, and we're so excited for them to get to have an opportunity because these kids won't have opportunities like this except for the Thunder participating in the fitness program. So we're very excited for the kids.
They'll be talking about this for months. Last year they talked about it all year, and it's been asking where they're coming back this year, so it's great for them.
It is fun to interact with the community, just get out and, let people see us outside the court. Are you left-handed?
Do you notice a difference in their attitude after a day like this, the encouraging and the motivating and what comes with it?
Well, it's not even just afterwards. It's leading up to it, and it's one of the rewards for good grades, good attendance, good behavior at school, and so it's a huge help for the school itself because the kids are so excited and look forward to it.
Ahead on Thunder Insider.
Kids, they seem very excited about coming in here and just picking out what kind of book they want to read, but all in all, everybody had a good time. The bus is a little small, but hey, it's cool, it's fun.
Thunder fans, don't forget to take part in our Watch and Win contest brought to you by your Oklahoma Chevy team dealers. Not only do you have a chance to win tickets to an upcoming home game, just visit thunder.nba.com and enter the code 8445 or text the code to 68278 for your chance to win. Welcome back as we begin to wrap up this week's show. Well, everyone loves the Rolling Thunder book bus. When it rolls up to a local school, the kids are delighted not only to pick out a book, but also to meet some of their favorite Thunder players. With the help of American Fidelity, last year alone, the bus visited 262 schools. Here's more on the year of the book bus.
How are you?
What's up?
Hello.
You ready to get a book?
It's wonderful. I mean, the more people we can have to motivate the kids to want to read and do their best in school, the better. And to have people like the Thunder players come out and show that they care is just great.
You can read your book and watch us play basketball.
The kids, they seem very excited about coming in here and just picking out what kind of book they want to read, but all in all, everybody had a good time. The bus is a little small, but hey, it's cool, it's fun.
I hope we help, but it's really important, I think, for kids, to pick up books and be interested in reading. I think, it develop a lot of things, especially at an early age. So I think it's great, that we be able to be part of this and encourage the kids to be reading books.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And it makes reading cool. So, if the Thunder players are saying that it's great, then the kids want to do it. So it's absolutely great.
Can I help you? What are you looking for?
Second grade letters.
All here.
Yeah, it was great. I found my second career. I'm gonna be a librarian. You know, I'm a Goosebump reader, and it seemed like all the kids wanted to go to the Goosebumps book.
Yeah, it was a little run on Goosebumps, but it seemed like Captain Underpants really made a late charge there.
Yeah, it sure did. It sold out at the end. You know, one little kid, he was the sixth man. He didn't really get him because we only had 5, but you know, he picked a Goosebumps book. You know, the Old Faithful.
Did a lot of screaming and everybody rushing to get their book. So it was fun. You know, the kids were really excited today, and it was fun to see them.
Each time that we have gone to a different school and met with a different group of kids, I feel like the excitement is greater. Most of the time, the principals or the teachers don't tell them that the bus is coming, let alone having a Thunder player going to be at their school to help them pick out a book.
It's a special atmosphere. You can tell, you know, me being 2 teams before Oklahoma City, you can just tell just the connection everybody has here. So it's a special thing.
Right now, we have visited approximately 835 different visits.
What's your name?
And given away over 65,000 books, and that has been in the time of about 4 seasons now. So the program has grown tremendously, and it's just been wonderful to be able to get out into new schools and new community partners in Oklahoma City, so that we can roll into their town and have the bus there.
The book bus has put 22,024 miles on it since February of 2009. Has seen a lot of the OKC area and will continue rolling along, maybe to a school near you. Well, that's all we have for this week's show. With several games at home next week, we hope to see you out at Chesapeake Arena, and always right here on Fox Sports Oklahoma. See you next week.